education's vital. I think we live in a world, especially now, we're getting information so quickly and so easily, and it's made really fun to read. Sometimes it's with a video, right? And so we know that through education, education makes change. We earlier talked about awareness, like the first step in being educated, and then, action at a later point. And sometimes it takes some folks longer than others to reach that action point. But education is part of our mission statement, because otherwise we're really operating in a vacuum. We can't expect change unless there's that mind change and that heart change. One thing that I absolutely love about our mission is what we're sharing, the education that we put forth to help take care of animals in our world. It's pretty easy. It's pretty easy to embrace. Most people like, if not love, animals, so there's that connect. And certainly wanting to do well by them is very easy. I have met people who don't like animals, but not many. And it's strange to me when I meet them and they tell me that. Right.
I was going to say, where do you meet these people?
They've been very random. Well, once, sometimes it's in big social settings, okay. And they, folks hear about, oh, Trudy works for Humane Society West Michigan, and sometimes there's that one person who just has to tell me, that, and I think there must be something going on in you. That A, you had to tell me that,
right.
And B, okay, it's a tough way to respond, but those folks are really few and far between.
That's good.
Thankfully.
Right.
One thing about education, I think we see this a lot with what has been determined are bully breeds, and specifically American Staffordshire Terriers, pit bulls. I mean, you've seen this too, is the awareness that's growing about the views, the stereotypes of these really incredible animals. That's progress. It's slow, isn't it? It is a slow moving train, and I wish it would speed up, but sometimes with education, the time has to be spent, so we just have to keep acting with, fortitude and determination to help make that change for those animals.
Do you have the breeds on your adoption cards?
We do.
Okay.
Yeah, and I know there's been a lot of talk about should you or shouldn't you, right? And we often share, what we know, which could very well not be true, right? I mean, unless there's a DNA test, especially with a shelter animal, it's a crapshoot.
Yeah.
And we bank on that crapshoot because ultimately it doesn't matter to probably 99.9% of the people who rescue. They don't care. They've fallen in love. I also know that for some people it is a factor that, if it says lab mix and the dog looks like a lab, but maybe deep down in its DNA it's not at all, they don't care because it says lab. So it's complicated, right? But the answer is yes, we still have those cards and we still have a mix. Typically we have, a couple of different, lab mix, American Staffordshire Terrier mix, that kind of thing. And we more like to talk about, this is something I like to share, because I'm a mix, right? Are you a mix?
Yeah, very much a mutt.
Right. We're all right?
Yes.
So that's what I like to share.
Yes, I agree. Now, I know that there are 13 different municipalities around Michigan, and I don't know how many specifically in West Michigan, but I know that there's Muskegon Heights, etc., that have breed-specific policies in place. May not be a ban, restriction, or at least they're notified as aggressive breeds. Do you talk about that with adopters who come in looking for a dog who may not be aware of the restrictions in their area?
We don't. We really focus on our local municipality, which is Kent County Animal Shelter, and they don't have that.
Right.
So I think if someone were to come to us looking for a dog and brought up, oh, I was over here and, this is what they do, that's another great moment of education.
So you don't find that people come to you from out of the Kent County area usually to adopt?
We do.
Okay.
In fact, I think many folks come to us because we don't have those kinds of regulations. Um, and word travels. You know, we got a lot of press. Fox 17 is our media sponsor. They give us amazing free exposure every week on TV. They help with our events by doing promos. So, I mean, we're very dear friends, and whenever something comes up, they're with us to help promote it, as well as WZZM is there for us too sometimes, and other media outlets.
It's amazing that the media is so supportive in this area. Has it always been that way?
It's grown definitely over the past 5-6 years. Where people just love animals and they want to incorporate in their regular work life a way to support nonprofits. And for us, many of those groups really believe in our mission, as they should.